Our first guest tonight is an Academy Award, Emmy, and Tony-nominated actress you know from Up in the Air and the Pitch Perfect movie. She stars in Stowaway, which is streaming on Netflix now. Let's take a look.
Okay, exactly how much time do we have before it's too late?
Technically, 20 days.
Okay, then we should take that time.
No, we need as much of that margin of error as possible in case anything else happens.
Margin of error? What hypothetical situation could be worse than the one we're in right now?
Worst case scenario is he still dies, but we die along with him.
How?
What's left of the algae is hanging on by a thread as it is.
So you're fine just giving up on a person because the risk...
Realistically, every day he's still here, it's a danger to all of us.
Please welcome back to the show our friend Anna Kendrick. How are you?
Hi, Seth Meyers. How are you?
It's just lovely to see you. I can tell you that much. I certainly wish you were here in person so we could just small talk in the back before you came out here.
Oh, no, I'm happy to not do that. That's fine. We've done that enough. It's usually the same kind of small talk, right? I come in and you say what's up, and then you go over to Martha Stewart and you say the same kind of thing to her. And
Yeah.
I can kind of game it out in my head, like what we would talk about, and I can just sort of feel like, okay.
Okay, gotcha. So there's not like gonna be any mourning period for that at all?
No, I'm very happy to be in my house.
Hey, it's nice to see your whole face, but obviously we're living through an era where a lot of people in public are only showing half their face. Has this provided you, I should say, with any degree of anonymity?
I think the mask thing, I thought it would. I mean, disproving all superhero movies, you absolutely, the idea that from here up it's like I'm invisible is pretty silly. But I have that problem already where, I did jury duty, 2 years ago, and for 3 weeks I'm on this jury and I'm, chatting with this woman about, I'm asking her about, her water bottle and whatever. And then, when the trial ends, she turns to me and she goes, "I can stop pretending I don't know who you are now." And I'm just gagged. How could she, as though, how could anybody know who I am if I'm not, walking around with a sign on that says, ask me what movies I'm from, or, holding a cup and singing a song. How does she know? How she discovered my identity? So then once I'm wearing the mask, I'm fully invisible. I could commit murders. And do you need somebody killed? I'm your man. I'm like the wind. How can anybody find me? Incredibly silly.
I guess I'm trying to think of what I feel do you feel like you have a more recognizable half of your face? If people were given to see half, what would they?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. Do you?
I don't know. I think that's more recognizable. I think you'd get me more there.
I think so too. I think if I was, in the world of superheroes, I think this is worse for me than this.
Yeah, when the sort of eye-based pandemic starts and we have to start doing this.
Yeah, you and I are just
we're going to be fine. So this is a very cool movie about 3 astronauts who are on a 2-year mission to Mars with limited supplies. I'm sort of loath to give away some of the many twists in this film, but what drew you to the idea of doing a movie like this?
I mean, for Toni Collette, first of all.
Yeah.
The greatest. That clip is actually the first take of that scene. Me and Daniel Day Kim turned to each other and we were like, "Were you acting?" I wasn't acting. I was just oh my God, Toni Collette's acting right in my face. But it is one of these, it's in space, so that makes it complicated, but it's a really simple premise because it is just look, there's 4 people in a lifeboat and there's enough resources for 3. And how do you decide, and it's not that we meant to, but in between takes, you can't help but start asking those questions. What if there, if the 4 of us, the cast members were how would you make that kind of decision, And then, I can't help but going well, I think box office performance is probably a factor we should consider.
Sure. I mean,
Tony's going with critical acclaim and awards, and Daniel Day Kim's well, have any of you ever carried a TV show? How many seasons? Because I have. Shamir is the newcomer. He wants a chance. We've all had careers. We've been doing this for a while. He's happy to put us out to sea. Right,
of course. This is yes, an interesting philosophical question about actors. Which actor provides the most value to society?
None of us. None of us.
We're going to let you all go.
Yeah, that would be fair. Honestly, the pandemic has proven one thing, and that is that like we stay in our houses for a year, nobody notices.
Everybody was fine. SpaceX just launched 4 people up into space. Did you,
Yeah.
after filming this, did you have any more of a desire to go to space or less?
I started with a 0 desire and came away with even less.
Yeah.
There's not enough money in the world. I couldn't. I would rather be like in a vat full of scorpions, covered in boils. No.
Yeah.
The very idea of like floating around in space and being like trapped in a metal tube with strangers. No.
I
It's a
also
hard-
feel like most space movies, that thing happens where things don't go wrong quickly. Like, you have like 2 weeks of knowing it's going wrong. You know, like the Scorpion, the Pit of Scorpions, like I also would choose that because I feel it would be like fast terror and then it would ultimately be over. As opposed to like 2 weeks of like, no, it's still really bad. And you're in this like
It's not
tiny
really
floating.
bad, but like we're all, it's 2 weeks, so eventually we're gonna have to like make small talk and like ask, how'd you like what was your mom like?
Right.
You're just with
Yeah.
these people and Elon Musk, like, oh, okay, let's talk like things are normal. But one of us is probably gonna die at the end of this.
Yeah, and I mean, I know, obviously, based on your reaction and not being here in person, I know missing out on the small talk is pretty much your main game.
That's my gig. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one of us is gonna die? The next time I'm there in person, that's the question that you and I need to get.
Yeah,
to the
that's what I'm
bottom.
going to do. You know what? I'm not going to ask you how the weather's been for you or how your travel was. I'm just going to walk in and say, real talk, which one of us do you think is going to die first?
There's a bullet in this gun. One of us is gonna eat it. Let's go.
We mentioned in your intro that your award nominations. You were 12 years old. I don't think I realized you were 12 years old when you were nominated for a Tony. That must have been quite an experience.
Yeah, I have now lost all of the EGOTs. I have lost an Emmy. and
congrats.
Oscar. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Should that be
and
called a LEGOT, like a loser for the EGOTs?
that.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, she's a LEGOT. I lost my Tony when I was 12 years old to Audra McDonald because she's got like 40. So,
Yeah.
and I had like a weird full circle thing where the last time I presented at the Tonys, she was there and she came up to me and she was like, my daughter is a big fan of yours. She's like 12 and she wants to meet you. And so I started like info dumping in her face about how like it was this really like incredible, circle of life thing. And she was like, cool, can you take the picture with my daughter? I'm Audra McDonald. I have 40 Tonys.
Yeah.
Like,
She's like, can we
fine.
do this fast? Because they're about to give me a Tony, and I really need to be out there when they do.
like 20 more. They made up categories. I'm that good.
Thank you so much for being here. It's always so delightful to see you, and congrats on the movie.
Thanks, man. Good to see you.
Stowaway is streaming on Netflix now.